everyone, Tori here today with another December daily video. Today I'm working on the 15th and I have 4 photos and I'm using one of these great pockets that has 4 3x4 squares. So I just want to talk a little bit about the photos before I kind of dive in. I decided to include these photos for kind of a fun reason. My little sister Courtney lives in Kenya or Nairobi, and her new fiance lives in Winnipeg, and her fiance Andrew was in Nairobi visiting her, and then he flew back. And when he flew back, he took a picture of the weather app on his phone and sent it to the whole family thread, I don't know, which includes my family and him. They're not married yet, but anywho, a family thread, and said, "Oh my goodness, it's so cold here in Winnipeg. I miss Kenya already." And Courtney took a photo of the weather app on her phone and also sent it to the thread. And I thought it was hilarious that in Winnipeg it was minus 23, and in Nairobi, where Courtney is, it was positive 23. Now, by the way, I'm talking about Celsius here. So for those of you in the US, 23 in Nairobi would have been 73.4, so in the 70s. So it's warm. Not super hot, but it is warm. And minus 23, so where Andrew is in Winnipeg, it's minus 9 Fahrenheit. So it's very, very cold in Winnipeg. And I just thought it was so cool to see the Winnipeg weather and the Nairobi weather that I decided, because it was a family thread, to send a picture of the weather app from where I live, which is Stouffville, or Whitchurch Stouffville, which is just north of Toronto, and it was minus 9. So for those of you in the US, that's about 15. So it's cold. It's obviously not as cold as minus 23, but it was very cold that day. So I thought it was really cool to have the Winnipeg, Nairobi, and the Stouffville weather to kind of show the weather for my family members all over. And of course, I couldn't forget my brother who lives in Leeds, England. And so I went on the weather app, put in his location, and it brought up 8 degrees. So that's about 46. So warmer, but obviously not that warm. So I thought it was really cool to have this on my phone, and I thought that would be a perfect story to tell in my December daily. So I really wanted to include the screenshots of the weather in those 4 locations. The weather in Nairobi, the weather in Winnipeg, the weather in Stouffville, just north of Toronto, and then the weather in Leeds, England, where my brother is. And I just love that this shows like my sister, my almost brother-in-law, myself, and my brother. And I just think it's so cool to have all of those on one page. So I'm going to include all of those today, and I'm going to keep this page fairly simple, obviously, because I'm filling all the pockets with a photo. There's not going to be a lot of space for journaling, but I kind of feel like the story tells itself a little bit, so I'm going to keep that fairly simple. The one thing I do think I will want to add is some way to add who was living in what place, so I'm probably going to grab out my labels. Okay, there we go. So I've matted all of them on the white paper just so that they fill up those 3x4 pockets a little better. And in terms of placement, I know this sounds really funny. It wouldn't really matter, but one of the things I noticed was that the Winnipeg weather and the Leeds one were darker, and then the Nairobi one and the Stouffville one were like a lighter blue. So just to balance them out, I had kind of stuck it like this. Originally, I wanted to put it like from coldest to warmest, like that, but I didn't really like how all the dark was on one side and all the light was on the other. And so I decided to just put that back like this. So like I mentioned, I want to add a little something on here just to indicate which photo represents which person. I mean, obviously I know right now where everybody is living, but years later, looking back, I might not know, or somebody else looking at the album might not know. So I did grab out some of my different labels, and I'm just gonna kind of decide which one I want to use. I have these ones by Freckled Fawn that are black, and I think these ones here, up here or down here, could be really cute. I kind of want to have the same label on each so that it's cohesive, so I'd either have to use those ones down there or those ones up there. So that's an option. I have these ones, which are by myartsyMomenta.com. I got these at Michael's, and it's like a pack of a whole bunch of labels, so that would be a good solution. And there's different colors in here, so black, red, or gold, so I could think about that. I have this little pack of labels from Freckled Fawn too. And there's multiple sheets in here. So there's, it looks like 2 sheets. So I could use those, except for I wouldn't have enough to do 4. So I think I'm gonna just not use those right now. I have these ones by Felicity Jane that came in a kit, and I could use these. There's lots of these labels, but it would just have to be different colors. So I could pick a different color for each person. But I kind of think I want it to be cohesive. Okay, I want to put them in the same place on every single card. And I think what I'm going to do is just kind of line it up off to the side here. Sometimes decision making is hard and sometimes it's easy. I hope that I am usually able to explain my decision making. Today I have a very silly reason for wanting to put the label there versus somewhere else. The very silly reason why I want to do that is because of this. This photo was taken on Wednesday and these 3 were taken on Thursday. And so right here on the iPhone photo app, it says Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Thursday. And it bothers me that that one says Wednesday when the other ones say Thursday. So if I just cover it up with the label, no one will even know, except for all 5,000, almost 6,000 of you who are watching this video. I don't even know if there will be that many people watching the video, but that's how many subscribers I have. So all I'm going to do for this, I'm not going to add journaling. I'm just going to add who was in each place. So I have the number for today, and I want to add that to the layout. And I think the nicest place to put it would actually be right smack dab in the middle, just because all of these are exactly the same, the label's in the same place. I feel like if it's there, it'll help it be more cohesive. Now, I've learned my lesson from the other video where I stuck this on the line of a page protector. If I stick this down here and glue it down like I want to, tomorrow when I'm working on the 16th, I won't be able to slip the pockets in. So what I'm going to do for now, just so that I don't lose the number until I'm working on the 16th, I'm just going to add a little piece of score tape to the back of the 15. And then when I'm working on the 16th and I'm all ready and I have the pockets in there and I know where I want everything to go, I can just quickly remove this, and then when I'm all finished I can stick it back on super duper easy. So the score tape will make it so I can remove it. So here we go. That's the 15th. I have the 4 weather app screenshots with the people's name and the number. Now, that is not it. Obviously, Tori could not make a layout without anything pretty or any embellishments. So one of the things that I've been doing in my album is creating vellum or acetate divider pages between days. So if the day on the left-hand side and the day on the right side are different days, in my album, I want to just kind of divide them a little bit. So I'll show you what I mean. So here is the page before. So this is the 14th, which I showed yesterday. And I'm going to put the 15th here. But one of the things I've been doing in the album, just to kind of divide it, is to create some kind of divider page in between 2 days like this. So I actually think these 2 days could go well together. They actually do kind of relate, because here's a photo of Courtney and Andrew, and then this story kind of spun off the fact that Andrew was in one place and Courtney was in the other. Yes, they have a long distance relationship, but she's coming home in February, so it won't be that much long distance for a long time. And they're getting married in the summer, so it won't be long distance for long. But I want to make some kind of divider page to go in between this. So I already kind of looked at my stash to see what I had. And originally, I had pulled out a couple of pieces that I thought would work really well. Now, my thought process was -23 is very cold, kind of snow weather, and it was snowing in Stouffville that day. So I thought it would be kind of fun to go with kind of a snowy feel for the divider. And that's why I had grabbed this white polka dot vellum. It's Recollections. And I thought that that could be a good divider page for the album. I'll just kind of bring the album back over here so you can see what my thought process was. So I thought that this would be a really cute divider page. You can see the number, but it definitely divides the 2 pages. The other things that I had thought might work were these 2 pieces. So this is a vellum. It's by 7 Paper. It's from the Amelia collection, which 7 Paper is no longer. And then this paper is a acetate, and it is from Recollections. Now, if I'm being completely honest, this is the exact same pattern. 7 Paper must have sold Michaels their design, or Michaels just stole it. Who knows, but whatever. It's the same. It's like the exact same design. I think the circles might just be in like a slightly different location. But that's vellum and that's acetate. So part of me thought that that could be a cute, it kind of looks like snow. So that was my thought process, was those 2. So I was about to do that. But just when I got home, I got a package in the mail, and it was a package from Felicity Jane. So, if you watch my unboxing video, you'll know that there were a couple of things that were supposed to come in the Hello Christmas and the Oh Dear kit that just didn't get shipped in time. Like, Gina didn't get them in time. And so she mailed them afterwards, which I'm so impressed that she didn't just send them in the next kit. She sent them as soon as she got them. So the things that I didn't have before were these Oh Dear chipboard, which they're black with little white polka dots, which are adorable. And these, which I'm so excited about. They're like acetate divider pages. So I got those, and I want to just show them to you because I know some of you might be interested. There's a white polka dot, a gold joy, a black star, a believe on acetate, a wreath, which actually that looks really pretty, and a black and gray gingham. And then she also sent this really sweet like thing. It's a little something to say thank you for your patience, and it's these 2 really cute pencils. Look, this one says hello, beautiful. Honestly, Gina at Felicity Jane has the best customer service. I don't expect every kit to be perfect. Like, I know that there will be issues that sometimes you can't fix, like the manufacturer not getting these to you in time or having mistakes with the holes, but she always corrects it. And then she always does something sweet like this, like sending this really sweet thing saying thank you for your patience or whatever. So I'm just so impressed. Anyways, the point of that is I was going to use those vellums and acetates that I had in my stash, but then when I got this, I was like, I have to use one of these because I love them so much. And I think this acetate sheet that came would actually be the perfect piece to put here. So I could use that, or I could use the vellum, but I really kind of like this. These pages do kind of go together, so I kind of like that you can see them, but I also want there to be some divider too. So I'm going to use that. There's just one thing I need to do. These dividers were for the Felicity Jane album, which has 3 holes, and this one has 6. So I don't think the holes will line up perfectly. That's okay. It doesn't bother me that much. If it does, you could put some washi tape on there, trim it off, do whatever makes you happy. I'm gonna just punch new holes in there. It looks like one of the holes lines up, which is kind of funny. And that one down there doesn't, but that's okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just punch some new holes, and I'm gonna use my We Are Memory Keepers. What is this thing called? Chomper or something. Okay, so there's one hole down here that's kind of janky, but whatever, it'll be fine. So that is gonna go in there with that. I did want to just add a little something on the front of here just to jazz it up a little bit. So I grabbed out a couple things from my stash that I thought might work really well. The first thing I grabbed that I haven't used in a while is some doilies. So I kind of thought it would be fun to add a doily or something on the front of this. So I thought maybe one of those, maybe a smaller one, maybe the silver one. Kind of just wanted to test them out and see what would work. I'm kind of leaning towards one of the big ones. This silver one is so pretty. Okay, I like white on white. And the other day, I had mentioned that I hadn't even used these Snow and Cocoa die cut wood veneer pieces, and there's some on here that I think would be really cute phrases. So I think I want to use one of these. Just have to decide which one. So some of them are chipboard and some of them are wood veneer. So there's this one that says Wonderland, which is super cute. I also really like this one that says Burr, which kind of has to do with like Andrew's photo and my photo of the cold weather. Burr, that's super cute. Cold snow or snowflakes. I'm leaning towards Burr or Wonderland. I think Burr. It's super cute. Okay, now, do I want it to be on white? Do I want a big doily or a little one? A big one. Yep. That's super cute. Okay. And the only other things I had grabbed out were this Freckled Fawn stickers and this stamp, because I was thinking maybe I want to stamp somewhere, but I don't really know where I would stamp, so I'm just going to leave those off. Maybe there's some thing on here I could use. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is just adhere this doily to the acetate. Just gonna put one piece of one or two pieces of just score tape on the back. On the front cover, if you watch that process video, I used hot glue and it kind of turned the doily yellow, which was a little frustrating. So instead I'm just going to use some score tape, and you can see it on the back. So if you are, I want to say anal about this, but anal is probably not the best word. If that bothers you, you can grab another doily and stick it on the back. And because I have a good bajillion doilies, I am just going to do that just because it doesn't necessarily bother me that much if you can see the score tape from the other side. But I have an idea for what I want to do on the back, and I need there to be somewhere to write. So that is why I am doing this. So I'm just going to line the doily up. Thankfully it's the same size, so it shouldn't be that difficult, although now that I say that I am having some difficulty, but whatever. It doesn't need to be perfect, just remind yourself that. Why am I having issues? good enough. Good enough. Okay, so there we go. I have the doily on the front and on the back. On the front, I'm going to put these words burr. And I'm just using my hot glue gun to glue those down. I probably should have started in the middle, but I kind of know how big they are, so normally I would suggest starting in the middle, just so that you can make sure they're centered. Okay, so I have burr there. I haven't used my roller date stamp yet, and I want to try to use that every single day. So I'm going to grab it out, and I think it would be kind of cute to have the date right underneath this, like burr, December 15th, 2016. That's cute. Now, if you wanted to, you could add something else here. I'm just gonna see if there's anything I want to use. My little jar of rubbers and acetate pieces. Ooh, a snowflake might be kind of fun. I have a couple of these. Problem is my album's getting so chunky, I feel like I need to like restrain myself. And restraint is never fun. Okay, you know what though? This acetate is the same height as this burr, so I'm not really adding, or this acrylic, these acrylic pieces are the same height, so I'm not necessarily adding a lot more weight than what I already have there. I'm going to add one big one and one little one. And I can just add that with a dollop of glue. And I feel like it needs a little something more. I'm going to stick with that white on white kind of thing and just grab some white enamel dots. My little baggie of enamel dots here. I think one big enamel dot. And I'm adding extra glue because it's outside of a page protector. And one little enamel dot. And over here, one big one. I like to add them in multiple places. So. Okay, so there we go. We have the title page that's going to go in between the 14th and the 15th. On the back of here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of journaling, and that's why I wanted to have the doily on the back, so that I would have somewhere to write. So I'm actually going to just write right in the middle of this doily here, and I am going to just journal a little bit about how it's kind of sad to have all my family all over the world, like to have my little sister in Africa and my little sister in Africa and my older brother in England for Christmas, and how I really miss them, but how I'm like so proud of them for chasing their dreams, and I can't wait till I get to see them again. I was thinking about it earlier today with my mom, and we realized that the last time all three of us were together for Christmas was 5 years ago, which is really sad. So this is going to be our 6th Christmas apart, which I miss them a lot. So I am just going to add that journaling here on this circle. Okay, there we go. I added my journaling, and what I did was I kind of just journaled around in a circle. I don't know why, I just thought it would be fun, and I've done that before, and I kind of like the look of the journaling like that. So that's it for day 15. I've got that one divider between the 14th and the 15th. I probably should have made it flatter just because my album's getting so chunky, but I just love it. And I think it's really cute. You've got the divider between the 14th and the 15th, and then on the 15th you have this little bit of journaling, which isn't necessarily about this photo, because I kind of feel like this tells its own story, but this does speak to my heart as well. I just want to share the journaling with you because I know there's probably some people who would be interested in what it says. It just says, "This will be our 6th Christmas apart. It makes me sad sometimes to think it's been so long since all the Bissell siblings were together. I miss my sissy and brother. It's crazy when we're all together, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I am really proud of them chasing their dreams though. Maybe next year we can be all together again. So that's just what it says there. And then here I kind of show how we're all apart, but how the weather is different in each location too. Anyways, that's it for December 15th in my December daily journal. If you want to see photos, I'm hoping to have some over on my blog, so go over to toribissel.com to check those out. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, whatever, I'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment and check back tomorrow for another December daily process video. I'll see you then. Bye!